Alright, guys, this story's from r/am I overreacting? Am I overreacting for getting out of his car and Ubering home after a message popped up on the dash? I, 20 female, have been with my boyfriend, 22 male, for about a year and a half. We live in the same city and I'm at his place basically every night. I really thought we were on the same page about everything until last night. We were driving to get food and his phone was plugged into the car for the GPS. A message popped up on the screen from a girl's name and I didn't know, and it literally said, "Are you coming over later? I miss you." Oh, shit. I just froze. I didn't even yell. I just asked who that was, and he immediately ripped the cord out of his phone and started acting super jumpy. He told me I misread it and that it was actually a text from his sister asking about dinner. Holy shit. Dude, what the fuck? I told him his sister has a different name, and he just started raising his voice saying, "I'm paranoid and always looking for a reason to fight." He wouldn't show me the phone and kept saying I was invading his privacy by staring at his screen while he was driving. He literally told me I'm being delusional and that my anxiety is ruining a good thing. I told him to pull over at a gas station and I just got out and called an Uber because the gaslighting was making me feel like I was actually losing it. Now he's blowing up my phone saying I'm immature for jumping out of the car and that I'm too unstable to be in a relationship if I'm going to freak out over a random notification. He's making me feel like I'm the one who messed up, but I know what I saw. Am I overreacting? Am I actually being too much, or is he obviously cheating? Alright, so you know the answer. I know the answer. He's obviously cheating. I mean, you know what you saw, you know what you read. It's pretty obvious. Just, don't talk to him, block him, get away from him. He's a fucking liar, gaslighter, manipulator. Don't listen to anything he says. Just block him out of your life. That's probably the easiest thing to do because clearly he's fucking cheating and he's trying to hide it from you. And he's literally telling you you didn't see what you literally fucking saw. So stay away from that motherfucker. Just as simple. Alright, so this one's from r/am I overreacting? Am I overreacting for pulling out of a vacation over the sleeping arrangements? I, 33F, and my fiance, 35M, were invited on a vacation by my sister, 42F. We were told that her and her husband would pay for the rental property, which was somewhere we had stayed before on a previous trip. Originally, I told her I wasn't sure because even though this trip is still months away, my fiance just started a new job and we didn't know if he would be able to get time off. I asked her for the exact dates and I told her we wanted to come but weren't sure and I would let her know. I then received a text from her 2 days later telling me how the house was booked and that her and her husband talked and they wanted us to pay $400. This threw me considering they said they would pay for the rental. I found out that the $400 was a third of the rental's price. But they said that they were going to be cooking at the rental property, so they would cover all the food for the rest of the week. She also at this point informed me that they changed the dates by a few days. I told her that my fiance had already requested off based off the dates that she had originally given me and I wasn't sure he would be able to change them, and I told her that he would talk to his boss the next day he worked. My fiance was able to get everything settled with his work and I told my sister we were on board and going and even agreed to pay the $400. However, the issue comes in when she told me that she allowed her 3 kids, 18, 14, and 12, to pick which rooms they wanted and that only 2 were left, one which had the twin-size bed and one with a bunk bed. I told her that I didn't think it was fair that me and my fiance were paying for a third of the rental fee but would have to sleep separately even if it was in the same room while 2 of her children were sleeping in a king and queen-sized bed. She suggested that we can either push 2 twin beds together or we could sleep on a blow-up mattress, but that she isn't going back on allowing her kids to pick the rooms. I don't know if I would be in the wrong to back out of going because of this or what I should do. My fiance is suggesting that we go on a different trip, just him and me, but with prices being so high for everything, I don't know if we could come up with the extra money in time. Would I be overreacting if I backed out of the trip? Edit, the $400 was what they asked us to pay. We have more than that for another trip, but we were planning to go during the peak season, so prices are a bit higher than normal, and we weren't sure if it was worth it to spend more money than we had to. All right, so first of all, you're not overreacting for wanting to pull out. That's pretty fucking shitty of your sister. I mean, like you got these kids, bro. They don't need to be having them big ass beds on vacation, bro. Let them have literally. They're fine in those two rooms. They literally have a bunk bed. That's two beds right there and a twin bed. Boom, right there. They're good, bro. Like they don't need to be having them big ass beds all to themselves. You know, it's pretty fucked up. And the fact that your sister's just letting them and like, dude, like what the fuck is she doing? Like I get it, it's support they might be paying more, but like still, bro, like they invited you over, they should let you. You're the fucking adults. You're the adults here. Yeah, one of the kids is 18. He can sleep on the twin bed alone. Like, but you're paying for your part, and like you should expect to get somewhere to fucking sleep with your fiance. Like I don't know. Your freaking sister needs to learn some manners or something. Read some of the comments. Let's see. Just be like, nah, sorry. We are too grown to be pushing two twin beds together. Thanks for the offer, though. Enjoy your vacation. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. It's too grown to pay adult money for sleepover beds. Yeah. Not overreacting. She changed the dates, changed the price, gave the best room to her kids, and expects you to pay a third while her family takes up most of the space. The math isn't mathing here. And to be honest, I bet the we'll cover the groceries thing will probably turn into you having to chip in anyway. I wouldn't go. This already feels uneven and controlling. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I didn't even think of all that. She did change the dates and the price and all that shit. Like, yeah, immediately when they said they'll cover the groceries, bro, like, yeah, bro, you're probably gonna have to chip in, bro. They're probably gonna have like barely anything for all of you guys, So I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. Keep the $400. Go, that time off, bro. That your husband already has in. Yeah, either pull some more money together, go somewhere, or just chill at home. There's nothing better than a staycation at home, bro. And you just go out, fucking go to the bars, get some liquor, get some chips, some food, some pizza, live it up with your best fucking friend, bro, for a little bit, Like I personally, I'm not the type that likes to go out all that often, I like staying inside and shit. I mean, that sounds like a perfect fucking vacation if you ask me. So yeah, you're not overreacting. They're fucking assholes for that, and yeah, don't worry too much about it. Don't go though. Don't go. All right, this one isn't really a story, but it's from r/life. The title reads, "Is that all there is?" Okay, this is depressing, but seriously, getting up, working all day, going home, barely doing anything, maybe eating something, go to sleep, repeat. If I ever heard this as a kid, I'd never want to grow up. Honestly, it feels like a slave system made by some elites in the US in order to keep us down in fear about our money every day. So, like I said, this one isn't really a story, it's just a question. Um, yeah, man, I mean, it's definitely depressing to think about. You work 5 days, 40-hour days. Literally, you live at work. Most of your time is spent at work doing shit you probably don't want to do. And then you get 2 days to yourself where one of those days is spent, enjoying the morning and then just in the afternoon trying to, not stress about work the next fucking day. And then on the day before that, it's just you trying to do something with your fucking free time and then just, yeah, like Saturday, like, dude, yeah, I mean, my Sundays, I try to not worry about work. Honestly, most days, I try to get the most out of my days, so I'm always fucking tired at work. And I mean, yeah, some people like that. Some people are comfortable with just going to work, doing their time, getting out, and then doing what they want to do, and that's fine for a lot of people. But if you don't like that, I mean, the whole reason I'm here sitting into this microphone is so that I have some difference in my life. So I have something to help me get out of that depressing cycle. Because when I do sit and think about it, I mean, I get depressed. I'm like, wow, like, what's the point of even living? What's the point of even being here if I'm just, gonna work every fucking day, just to get some money, buy shit, and still go to work every day and fucking retire when I'm 60 plus and fucking, yeah, maybe my last, if I have any good 5 to 10 years left of my life, not counting the last maybe 10 if I'm lucky, because those last a couple years, they're not gonna be probably in the best of health and shit. So I don't want to work my whole life just to get a fucking paycheck and retire when I'm 60 something and just be an old fucking person with a lot of money that can barely fucking use it for anything fun because, I mean, I'm old. My body's not the same, you know? So, I mean, yeah, it's depressing, but there's more to life. I don't think you should focus on the time you spent at work. I think you should focus on how to spend your time outside of work because that's really what's going to make your life feel more that's what's going to make your life feel better, I guess. You're going to feel like you're doing more stuff. Just find time for your hobbies. Use your work time wisely. Use your free time wisely. You shouldn't be I heard this quote somewhere. I can't really remember it, but basically it means like you shouldn't worry about the time you spend at work. You should worry about the time you spend outside of work, you know. Is that free time that you have, if you're just doom scrolling and watching YouTube and just doing shit that doesn't matter, then you know you're kind of wasting it. And if you think about it, and then that gets you depressed and shit. If you spend it doing something you like, though, I think that's a win-win. You know, if you like playing video games and you spend your free time doing what you enjoy, that's a win. You know, life isn't all about making money, getting out of this fucking matrix. It's all about enjoying it how you want to enjoy it. So I guess if you do enjoy doom scrolling, then go for it, you know. But if you feel like you want to do more with your life, then do it, you know. The time you spend at work, try to doom scroll at work. Try to watch your YouTube videos at work if you have time and, you know, your job is fairly simple and they don't really care what you're doing as long as you get your shit done. Try to do that on the clock because at least you're getting paid then, you know. At home, nobody's paying you. You know, so that's what I'm saying. You should be more worried about the time you spend outside of work because then you waste time. Time at work isn't wasted if you're getting paid. So just think about it like that. Try to find something to occupy your days. If you really want to get out of that cycle, you're gonna have to build something. And I mean, it doesn't always work out, but if you do it long enough and you try hard enough, eventually something's gonna work. Something's gonna stick. But yeah, I mean, there's more to life. You know, don't let that get you down. Just keep trying to do everything you can every day. Get the most out of your day as you can. That's what I do. I mean, I go to bed pretty late because I try to get a good amount of hours outside of work. You know, just to do whatever the fuck I want to do. But yeah, I mean, it's depressing to think about, but keep your head up. There's definitely more to life, and I do agree. The U.S. really does try to keep you down. But I mean, you can make a good amount of money here and take it elsewhere and live a wonderful life over there. So just look around, use your resources. You'll find tons of information on a lot of things, and you can decide for yourself if this life is worth living. But yeah,